Hello there, boys and girls. My name is Winston, and today I'm going to read one of my favorite stories. Would you like to join me? All right, here we go. This week's story is straight from the Bible. You can find it in the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 17. The valley was silent, except for the wind that blew through the dry grass. No one moved, nothing buzzed, not even a chirp. Then, from the distance, a high-pitched sound could be heard. The sound was musical. The sound was sweet. The sound was happy. What was that sound? Was it a bird? Was it the wind? No, none of that. Someone was whistling. How strange! At one of the scariest moments the valley had ever seen, someone was making a happy noise. The Israelite army all turned to see who could be so silly, so crazy, so lazy that they would whistle a happy tune when the entire army was shaking in their boots from fear. It was David, the shepherd boy, the youngest son of a man named Jesse. His sheep really liked for him to whistle. It soothed them to know that their shepherd was near. Since David was alone most of the time with just his sheep to keep him company, he talked to God. A lot. Like a friend or a dad. He was doing just that when Jesse called for him to come home. His older brothers were fighting in the king's army, so Jesse said, "David, go take your brothers some food that your mom has prepared. They must be quite tired and quite hungry." So his parents made a big bag of snacks and sent him to check on his brothers in the army. David headed toward the valley of Elah, carrying lots of cheese. There was string cheese, sliced cheese, squirt cheese, stinky cheese, and some juice. As he walked, he whistled. When he turned the corner, he looked up and saw that the entire army had turned to face him. Hi guys, how's it going? The king was there, the royal servants were there, the army commanders were there, and all of the soldiers were there. A gazillion pairs of eyes stared at him. Finally, from somewhere near the middle of the crowd, he heard a groan. "Oh, don't worry, guys. It's just David, our pesky little brother." His brothers pushed their way to the front of the formation. David noticed again how strong and handsome and movie star looking his big brothers were. He was very, very proud. He smiled a big smile and was about to tell them about the cheese when they began to insult him. "What are you doing here?" demanded his oldest brother. "Get out of here," said another. "Your timing is terrible, as usual." David was embarrassed. They were picking on him in front of the entire army, including the king. "Hi guys, Dad sent me. Don't be mad." Before his brothers could respond, Goliath, the Philistine champion from Gath, stepped out from his lines across the valley and shouted his usual insults. And David heard it. His eyes grew big with horror. Who is that terrible giant? And why does he think he can get away with insulting our living God? The soldiers began to tell David about the scary, hairy, horrible giant Goliath. Now David understood why everyone was so cranky. They were afraid. But David knew a little bit about being afraid. Watching over sheep is a dangerous job. Wild beasts are always looking for ways to eat the poor little lambs. When he did not know what to do, he would simply ask God. God had always helped David. And so he made an announcement. "I will fight this giant." What an exciting story! I can't wait to see what happens next. I hope you'll join me as we read another chapter of God's story. Until then,